Hey y'all.
What's up?
We are back for another episode of Self Love is the Key Wellness.
Yes.
Yes, and today we thought we would talk about anxiety and some tips and tricks on how to overcome anxiety. Yes? Yes.
Yes.
I want to go back to what we were talking about. We just started exploring, talking about things we've been discussing with clients from, here and there. And so Coach Day was talking about things that commonly cause performance anxiety, for example, right? I have a couple of clients right now I'm working with who have performance anxiety.
hmm
And so, Coach Jay, what were you talking about? What were you saying about that word can stem from?
So, like, performance anxiety can stem from, like, just, when we're kids, and elementary school, and, you outside on the playground and somebody makes fun of something, whatever it may be, whether it's the way that you look, whether it's, your size, whether it's your
Mm-hmm.
shoes, whether it's your clothes, how you're dressed, whatever the case may be. And then as we get older and we're going to, other schools, middle school, high school, college, and just living our daily lives, somebody else can, as life goes on, other people poke at those same things that someone else has already poked at, or
Mm-hmm.
made an issue with. So then it turns into a big bruise, and it makes it like a little bit more, you get a little bit more anxious about saying certain things in front of people, because you're overthinking the situation about, well, are they going to say something about, my shoes, or are they going to say something about what I'm wearing, or are they going to say
Mm-hmm.
something about, how I appear, like, are they going to say something about anything, and
Yes.
I think that um sometimes it's easier said than done to, like, get it out, just step outside of ourselves and just get it over with. But I think that every day it's like you have to do something to push yourself to, you know work through that, so, like, if, for example, a lot of people don't like to stand in front of large crowds and have and speak, so, like, standing in front of a large crowd and speaking may help you with that process of overcoming that bully that happened when you was in second grade, um, something so small but big at that same time. But I mean, it could be something so simple as just at your job, like, speaking in front of your coworkers. If you don't have, like, a large group of coworkers, maybe it's six people on the team, speaking in front of those people, it's that will help with that process of, healing that bruise that happened when you were in elementary school or middle school or whenever, whether
I
you
love
could have been at
that.
home.
Mm-hmm. Now, what
So
I want to give a word to what you're saying. So there's
mhm,
a phrase for that, a term for that, and it's called gradual exposure, right? So gradually exposing yourself to anxiety provoking situations can help you to overcome those things, but you have
mhm,
to start with practicing,
mhm,
right?
mhm,
Practice makes perfect. So even
mhm,
if that's, like you said, practicing in a small group of people, like a few coworkers, or at home with your family members, or with your friends, or by yourself in the mirror, or practicing recording yourself and then playing it back, and then giving yourself a look, a once over, and saying, okay, we know what
mhm,
I like this, I don't like that. So let me
mhm,
try this again,
mhm,
right? You
mhm,
have to practice. You have to start from there. I work with a lot of clients with anxiety, and I actually had a couple of clients today, and we were talking about what happens. I want to know more, like, what really happens in those moments when you're feeling really, really anxious. What
mhm,
happens to you? And one person said her mind just goes blank. Her mind goes blank, and then she'll start to catastrophize. She'll start sweating. She'll start to panic, and then she'll just immediately shut down when that happens, right? And I asked her, so when you're shutting down, when you're in that mode, what thoughts are going through your mind? And she said that she could describe it as she thinks about all the other times in the past when that same situation happened. It's like it all comes
well,
rushing to her brain at one time. And so, like a self fulfilling prophecy, the things that she was afraid of, they start to happen in that moment all over again. Mhm. And
and now
so,
you're trying to fight through that. It makes it even harder to fight through, because it's
mhm,
like your mind is overthinking and you're thinking about all those other times that something has happened, and it makes it
mhm.
hard to overcome,
Yeah, I gave her a recommendation, and one of them was for her to try to practice mindfulness meditation.
Hmm.
Okay. And the reason why is because when you're practicing mindfulness, you're learning how to allow your thoughts to come and go and observe your thoughts from a non judgmental stance, right? The more you're able to do that, the more control you're able to regain for yourself. Because the thing about it is, it happens to all of us. All of us get nervous. All of us stumble over our words. It happens to me all the time. It happened during this recording, you know.
Hmm. Me
So,
too. Me
but
too. I get it.
but the longer that you start to learn that it's okay to make mistakes, and that if you make a mistake, you have a plan of how you're going to move forward and push through it, the better that you will be, right? So I also told her to expect to make mistakes. I said, I want you to
Hmm.
expect that you're going to forget what to say. I want you to expect that you're going to jumble over your words. And then I want you to cope ahead in a non-judgmental way and say, okay, well, if this happens, here's what I'm going to do. Here's how I'm going to troubleshoot and keep going, right? I'm
Hmm.
not going to shut down and stop. I'm going to stop, for example, take a deep breath, and then I might even smile at myself and make a joke, a small joke to whoever's in the room, and then I'm going to keep going and start over again and just get back to it, right?
I think that sometimes, well, not sometimes. I just personally believe that you know, social media has this thing of like life is supposed to be perfect, and because social media makes
Mm-hmm.
this world look so real, it's like it's not the reality of life. Like, I was looking at something on Instagram not too long ago, and they were talking about like some lady on Instagram. She was saying, all this stuff that all these um, content creators use, everything is fake, everything is rented. There is a big old house. there
Oh yeah, the
there
Airbnbs that they
yeah,
rent
yes,
sometimes, and or
yes,
the fake cars they get from Turo that are not really
yes,
theirs, or
yes.
mm-hmm.
And they go out into the world and they make it seem like, oh, this is their home. So, and the way they got to this home is by making content, and that content paid for this home, and they bought this home. They don't rent, they own this home. And it's
Or
like
they
all
might
of
share
those.
that home with like 10 other people. They might
Exactly,
share it with, and but you think
exactly.
it's just their home,
But
and
it's
you
like,
only
I
see
think
them in the shop by themselves, right?
it's like, I think that process of everyone thinking that that is real life, it kind of like takes a toll on like regular
Reality,
people.
yeah.
Yeah, and makes you believe that this is what your life is, this is what you're supposed to be like, or this is what you're supposed to
Mm-hmm.
aspire to do and be. It's like, no, it's like whoever you are and whatever your goals are, whatever your life path is, it's going to be your life path. You can't care about what somebody else is going to think. You can't care about what somebody else is going to feel. You can't care about how somebody else is going to interpret you or interpret your appearance. We all are different, and we all look different, and we all look different for a reason. You know what I'm saying? Like, if we all look the same, how boring would that be? Like, so in all honesty, it's like not caring about the next person and how they feel, and just simply doing you. And if you stumble over your words, stumble over your words. It's okay. That just shows that you're not perfect, which no one in the world is. So it's just showing that you're human,
Mm-hmm.
and we all are human at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So that's, don't care about people. Don't care about what people have to say. Like, it's like, just do you, live your life. And I think as long as you live your life and do what is on your path, you'll be a okay.
Mm-hmm.
You'll end up where you're supposed to be, and not try to, as long as you're not trying to aspire to live up to a lie, what people are, putting on the internet and saying that it's real.
Right. My next point, right? Stop comparing yourself to other people. You have to stop doing that because you're not going to ever win. And to get and to your point, right? You compare yourself to this person, and they might not be who they are. They might be actually perpetuating something that's not even true. And here you are beating yourself up trying to be like someone else, and that's not even who they are. Right? More reason for you to just focus on yourself, you
It's
know?
like you, it's like people. people, I think us as people, we look at social media once again, and we look at this and we see how people are just seeming like everything is so positive, everything is so great in their life. And I think that's really what it is everything just seems so happy and easy, and you
Yeah,
know
we're getting the
it
highlight reels. That's all we're getting
yeah,
is the highlight
that's
reels that
yeah,
everyone's
that's what it
trying,
is.
not the
Yeah,
bloopers so much.
and the bloopers is the part that really that's what we all need, honestly. And it's like, if you really sit back and think about it, nobody's life is that perfect. Like nobody's life is just going so smoothly. Like you could be the richest person in the world, you could be the smartest person in the
Yes.
world, you could be whoever you are, but you're still gonna have some type of bumps along the way. That's just, it's life. We don't have control over what happens to us, or what comes about, or what we have to pay attention to, or we don't have control over that. So I think as long as we are able to stay the course and make sure that we looking at ourselves only and not comparing ourselves to the next person, we'll be a-okay. For real.
Exactly.
A-okay.
Everyone's path, right? Everyone's path is different. We're all on different timelines, and it's about you focusing on your goals you make for yourself,
Yeah. I
right?
mean, I've had like friends and other clients and stuff like that have said, like, they see like their friends are getting married, and their friends are
Yeah.
having babies, and
Hmm.
their friends are buying homes, and they're trying to figure out, well, we're the same age, why isn't that happening for me? And it's like, it's not the fact that it's not happening for you at all, it's just not happening for you right now. It doesn't mean that it's not going to happen. It doesn't mean, you may just have to make a certain move for you to be able to buy that house that you're wanting. Maybe the house that you want, you maybe can't qualify for just yet, but give yourself 6 more months. Like, it's certain situations that can happen to where that, like you said, we're all on different timelines. So we can't sit back and say, why are you doing such and such, Cam, and why am I not able to, or why am I doing such and such and you're not able to? It's like, we're all on different timelines, and what's meant for you is going to be for you.
Hmm. Well, I also I want to recommend a book, right? And the book that
Hmm.
I've talked to you about many times is called "The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck" by Mark Manson, right? um, and in that book, I love it because he talks about the fact that all of us have potential, right? And it's easy for us to be able to look on the outside and say, oh, I could do that. That could be me, you know? Or why do they get that and I don't? That's not fair. Like the world doesn't like me, even, right? Even to have that kind of a like negative
Hmm.
mindset, we have to really ask yourself, like, how bad do you really want that thing that you see that person have? Because if you really want it that bad, you would do the work to get there. A lot of people, they want to benefit from all the like the flowers at the end, right? And they want all the accolades and all that stuff,
Hmm.
but they don't want to go through the trenches and go through like those ugly parts, the parts where you're just like plowing the land, and you're sweating,
Hmm.
and you're sitting there and you're watering and you're praying, and you're getting more plant food and hoping for that everything is going to grow to get to that point. All that stuff takes time, and it's ugly, it's dirty, it's not comfortable, it's not fun, you know. But all that hard work and all that toil is what leads to you seeing those fruits, you're seeing those flowers. You know what I mean?
It's that process of just being able to. I think that once you go through those certain situations, you'll be able to appreciate everything that you get as well, because
Mm-hmm.
as long as you going through those trenches and the turbulence in life, as long as you're doing that, it's like, once you get on the other side, you're gonna be like, whew, okay, that was worth it. Like, now I can appreciate me having this. Now I can appreciate this happening to me. Now I can appreciate, being able to have certain things that I'm being blessed with more often. Like, whatever that may be. Like, you're just more appreciative of a lot more things, opposed to not going through anything. Then you're gonna think that, oh, you're entitled to have those things. And
Right, that's not true.
no one is entitled to
Yeah.
have anything. I feel like, with life and life's troubles, like, I think that, like, we all learn, it's a lesson in that. Like, we have to learn from it and be able to grow from it, and be able to say, okay, like, let me take what I learned and apply that to my life. and apply that to my everyday life, not just for the moment, but my everyday life.
Right. No, I appreciate people who keep it real too, who talk about
Mm-hmm.
their struggle. They talk about what it was really like on their come up, right? Remember when I was telling you about when I first started in like private practice, right? How I only had one client.
Mm-hmm.
I had one
Mm-hmm.
client for like a year or something crazy like
Mm-hmm.
that. And then I
Mm-hmm.
got two, and then I had three clients, and how long it took me to build myself up to now having like 30 plus clients. You know what I mean? Like it did not happen overnight, right? Or I got a better one for you. Remember the first time we recorded? Do you remember that?
I do.
Okay, can you please share that story? Please share that story because that was something else.
So, so we sat down. I can't even. So we sat down. We were able to get try to figure out our angles,
Right,
figure out
right.
how we were going to look. Figure out how we were going to speak and talk and all that good stuff.
Mhm.
And then we sit there. We press the record button. We
Mhm.
record a whole episode, and it was amazing.
It was how long was the episode?
The episode I think was like 40 minutes, if I'm not mistaken, like 30, 40
It
minutes.
was like yeah, pushing an hour. It was
Yeah,
it was
it was almost an
long.
hour.
Yes,
But it was a very good episode.
it was.
It was a very good episode. And
Yes.
unfortunately, no one will ever be able to see that episode because the sound was not on.
The sound
So
was not
when we
on.
went back and we played it to watch the video, we just saw us. That's it. That is it. And the part that was so frustrating, I'm not gonna lie, I was so frustrated. It's so
I was
bad
pissed. No, I was pissed. Yeah.
because I could not believe that it was like, like the performance anxiety, like that process of like, I'm not trying to stumble over my words, I'm not trying to be, every third word.
Uh-huh.
So it's like I felt like I was doing very good, and
I was proud of us.
no one would ever be able to get to see it because unfortunately there was no sound.
I think I still have it, so I still have the recording. It's just our faces, and we're just smiling. And I remember my little curly wig was on, and I was looking like that, moving my head. Nothing.
I'm so bad. Like that was, and I think we had sat down for. I think we had did that for like maybe like 2 or 3 hours. Like
Yeah.
we were together for like 2 or 3 hours, just like trying to get everything together, trying to
Prepping.
record, prep
Hmm.
everything. It was a while. Like it wasn't just like a 30-minute sit down. Okay, let's
No.
press the record button. Okay, let's go at it. It was not like that. It was very much
That
so
was a
like
whole evening. It was a whole evening
yes,
of
yes.
us working,
And I'll never
for it.
forget. Like, and I think that was the. I literally said, "I'm sorry, Kim. I don't even think we recorded another video that night.
No, we
I
didn't.
th- I
No,
I think I
that was
think it
it.
was very much so. We said we'll try this again another day, and I think we came back either the next day or next couple of days, and we tried it again, and we got it. But
Yeah.
trials and tribulations. Like we have to go through the dirt. We have to go through the dirt and deal
Yeah, we
with
went through
all
the
of
dirt.
that to get to where we are. And now I feel like we're a lot more better at this recording thing.
Hmm.
So that's a testament, I guess you could say, to hey, hard work, putting not giving up and really pushing through, and back to that performance anxiety and just saying like, okay, I'm not gonna let it get me or let it get us in a sense, and really coming back and say, no, we're gonna tackle this and we're gonna make it
Yeah.
and push
Hmm.
through, and here we are up teen episodes later, and
Hmm.
pushing
Hmm.
through. So it's like at the end of the day, it's like you just have to be very determined and very uh strong minded,
Yes.
to actually be able to push through. Of course it's frustrating when something doesn't go the way that it's supposed to go,
Hmm.
but I think that take a step away. That's the same thing we did. We took that step away. We were very upset. Yes, we
Yes.
probably even had a conversation like how upset we were,
No,
but
yeah.
I think that even then it was like, okay, we, came back. I think it was like the next day or the day after that and redid it again, and it worked. Sometimes you got to take a step back. Okay, maybe it's a lot going on right now with myself, and maybe I'm not noticing there's a lot going on. So maybe I need to take a step back and then come back to it, and maybe things will work out a lot smoother. For me, anyway,
Yes,
that's how a lot
yes.
of things work. Especially when I'm frustrated or I get frustrated about something, trying to do something and it's not working. It's like I'm gonna take a step back and come back and tackle it again, like in a couple of days or a couple of weeks or
Hmm.
however long.
But the key thing is you came back eventually.
Hmm.
You didn't stop and give up forever. Took a step
Don't
back
give up.
and you
Don't
kept
give up.
going. Right. That's the thing about tackling anxiety is that you have to remind yourself that you're not going to give up and that you may have a pitfall, you may stumble, you may make a mistake here and there, but it's not over, right? It's not all or nothing. I think a lot
Hmm.
of us we can kind of like buy into the all or nothing. Either I do it right the first time or I don't do it at all.
Hmm.
That's not realistic.
Hmm.
Everyone had to start from somewhere, right? Everyone made a mistake at some point. That is how you actually learn. That's how you get better. So,
So you got to make a mistake in order for you to grow.
yeah.
That's the lesson of the story. It's okay to make mistakes. Nobody's perfect. I think it's
Hmm.
okay to look at, like, for example, like somebody's body. I think that's really big right now is people's bodies in the gym and things like that. So it's like looking at people's bodies and being motivated by their bodies, like, oh, okay, I want my body to look like that, or I want my body to be similar to that, but not taking it in being envy of that person, because
Yeah,
at
I
the end
was
of the
even
day,
one. Yeah, I fell into that for a while, and now I'm like, I want this. This body is mine, and I want it to look like I love myself.
and that's what's most
Whatever that
important.
looks like, right? Whatever that looks like to you, that's what you should focus on. I want to focus
Hmm.
on loving my body in all of its forms and doing the right things to help myself to grow and have a better body and be more healthy. And that's
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 the
it.
the goal, and I think a lot of people forgot about the goal in going to the gym and working out. The goal is not, I mean, yes, we all want to have nice bodies and
Yeah,
look
you don't want to
sick
look good.
and
Yes,
look
yeah, yeah,
beautiful and all that stuff like that, but the goal is to be healthy. Like, that's the main goal. And I think a lot of people have, like, ran so far away from that process of being healthy to where that it's like, okay, well, I just want that person's body. I like the way they look. Whether, oh, their butt is big, or
yeah,
they have a flat tummy, or whatever the case may be. It's like, if you
yeah,
want those things, just go work on it. You can have exactly what the next person have and probably more.
yeah.
You just have to work on it and not give up. Point
Hmm.
blank. Period. Like, period. That's really what it is. Don't give up. Like, make that a dream and make that a goal. Make that a goal.
Right.
I'm the goal king here. You know what I'm saying? So make it a goal and accomplish it. And it's
Hmm.
okay if you don't accomplish it in the first week, the first day, the first month, the first time. Just keep trying.
Hmm. Yeah. Ain't nothing to it but to do it, as they say.
Hey, ain't nothing but
Ain't nothing to it but to do it. Right.
ain't nothing to it but to do it.
Hmm.
Okay.
Hmm.
Okay. Period.
Hmm. Well,
On that note,
I know. Thank you all for listening. If you got this far, we appreciate you. And please keep sending us suggestions. This was another one that was requested from one of our followers, and so we always love the feedback. And looking forward to seeing you again soon. And do you have any last words, Coach Jay?
I think my last words today will be, don't give up.
Yeah, don't give up. Hmm. All right, y'all. See you next
Bye, you
time.
guys.
Bye.